so excited to have Dr. Wayne Dyer still here, of course, and his daughter Serena is joining us. Serena, hi, sweetheart.
You better not say one bad thing about me. You got
it? No, I was just saying to your dad, when I was growing up, you know, it was always on Sunday mornings, it was Happy Family Take One. My mother would be like, all right, let's go. And no matter what happened in the house, we walked out with smiles on our faces.
Right.
It's kind of the way we were raised. But even with all your dads going through now, and you haven't spoken about this yet, but you were recently diagnosed. Do you want to tell our audience?
With leukemia, yes, chronic lymphocytic leukemia. It's not I don't feel that way about it at all. So
well, they feel for you, I think.
Yes, you mentioned earlier about you know, having big challenges. I think when you come into this world with big dharma, you get big you get big obstacles. They're there. You know, living in foster homes, going through divorces, addictions, leukemia. You know, these kinds of things. Are just they're part of the deal, and if I can go through this and handle it, I can teach other people how to do it as well.
You feel that way, and that's been your life experience, and you've taken that journey. But Serena, as his daughter, having all this philosophy, I mean, do you ever feel like sometimes you want to have an excuse? That you want to say to your dad, I want to have an excuse today?
Yeah, and I have lots of excuses, and we work on those excuses together. But I think I have the same issues that anybody else would have. I think I just have been taught different tools from him on how to handle them in a way.
How did you feel when he was diagnosed and you had to go through all of that? Because there's people out there that, you know, have a mom or dad or a brother or sister that's newly diagnosed with something. It affects the caregivers and the loved ones so much.
I think at first I was nervous. We were all nervous, not knowing really what to expect. But then I asked him, what do you think about this? And he said, it's just a diagnosis. It doesn't mean anything more than that. And so I just decided that I wasn't going to worry about it. I wasn't going to be stressed about it. He's here now. He's healthy now. So that's what I was going to focus on, and just focus on being here now in the moment with him.
Have you ever been afraid to tell your dad something? Have you always felt like...
Well, yes.
Wait a second.
Yeah, there's been certain things. I recently left law school, and I was afraid to tell him, so I text messaged it to him rather than call. But I knew what his response would be, which was what it's been my whole life. I support you in anything you do. I'm proud of you. You make me proud every day. I want you to follow what you're passionate about, and I love you. And I knew that would be his response. I was just a little bit more nervous for myself, and it was a really good decision, and he totally supported me in it.
Now, Dr. Dyer, you grew up with so little, I'm talking materialistically, and just in the way of your family, and so fragmented. How do you relate to children that grow up in abundance with a whole different life and different opportunity than you had?
Well, I constantly remind them about when I was a little kid and working in the salt mines and how tough it was. And
you must, because you want them to have some point of view.
What I always know is that if they had to grow up in the same environment that I grew up in, and they would have the tools to do it, and I shouldn't be comparing what my background was, what my life was, compared to theirs. This is the only thing that they've ever known.
I know, but how do you, that must be tough. To grow up as a kid without and then have kids that are with.
It is it's one of the struggles, because I watch that and I see, you know, I see them having so much. But my kids, I mean, Serena is a perfect example of it, and all the rest of them. I have 7 other wonderful children as well, and they are the kinds of kids that go out there and do things for other people. They, you know, people say to me, don't you know anything about birth control? You know, you've got 8 kids. And I said, well, I brought 8 children into the world who are going to make this world a better place.
Yeah.
He always has taught all of us to be kind to the kind and kind to the unkind, because kindness is your nature. So I try and exemplify that, and he leads by example. So.
But how do you teach her not to be a doormat? As you know, my lovely perfume is going to be on the market soon. You know, where you're nice, but you don't want to be a doormat. You want to stand up for yourself. How do you...
I don't think I've ever had the problem with standing up for myself. So I don't really know how to answer that, because it's always been something pretty easy for me to stick up for myself, be confident, know that as long as I was always true to my own nature.
They've always been taught, stand up for the underdog and stand up for what you believe in. And every single one of my children do that. Oh. I'm so proud of them. I couldn't be happy.
Well, I'm so Wow. I know that you cherish every moment you have with your dad, and I can tell you firsthand, when they're gone, every one of those moments gives you, you know, the courage to live in honor of them. And it's so great that your dad gets to see you do that. He gets to see you, and it's really, really nice.
He's such a good example.
Yeah. Oh, how
And her
nice.
mom is too. I mean, she has a one.
Yeah, you always got to give mom the credit too. Yes, I agree.
Well,
my mom.
She was walking. We were in an airport in Cleveland, and she was with my other daughter, Sky, who's a singer. And someone come up to them, and they looked at her, and they looked at my daughter, Sky, and then they looked at me, and they said, "Your mother must be very beautiful."
Yeah.
I said, what is that? What is?